What's up, everybody? Joshua Fish Stewart here, bringing you 7 mistakes you don't want to make as a beginner fish keeper. Now, look it. We all make mistakes. You see on my last video. If you watched it, go watch it. If you haven't watched it, fish die, and you don't know what they are. And some of these mistakes you make when you're in the beginning, some you still make because you're lazy, and some are just new problems that arise that you have to learn from. So I'm going to give you 7 mistakes that right off the bat you don't want to make while you're a new fish keeper. And I got them right here for you. So look, number 1, don't buy fish unless your tanks have been cycled. Now, cycling means you put old water from an existing aquarium, like one of these, into the new aquarium, and you get the water cycled. You use an old filter that you've been using that has good bacteria, or you use quick starter, which I thought I had somewhere. There's brands that you can use that quick starter water that has different bacteria that are good for you that you can use. And my dog is here. Hello. Yeah, like I was saying, good bacteria that will help you cycle your tank. If not, you want to put a new filter, an established filter, sponge filter, hang on the back, whatever the case may be. Just make sure your tank is cycled. Move on to number 2. Do not buy expensive fish, because you're going to buy your new expensive fish for your brand new tank that's not cycled. Excuse me, and most of the time your fish will not last. So don't do that. Don't go out and spend $300 on fish on your first go around, because most of the time you're going to lose all of them. Just stay away from it. Your parameters aren't right most of the time unless you use quick start or a new filter. If it's not properly cycled, just buy some cheap fish that you like to get it cycled and to see if they survive. And then if they do, you can slowly move up the chain to whatever you love, and the price range it can go up to. Number 3, don't get fish bowls. New people, parents, whoever, they'll go out and get you a nice little fish bowl and think it's the greatest thing in the world, and it's not. If you want to keep fish, get you tanks. They don't have to be that big, but they need to be suitable for fish. People get fish bowls, don't have filters on them. Don't put an aerator on them. And they're this big, so if the fish poos and pees a little more and you don't do a water change, the parameters get crazy and the nitrate spike and the pH goes through the roof, and it's just a mess. And then you're new, so your fish dies and you get discouraged. So don't do that, because fish will drown in there because there's no aeration. So if you're gonna get fish, or you're gonna introduce somebody, set them up right. Get them a nice setup, whether it be 10, 55 gallon, 200 gallon. And it's crazy to think this, but the bigger the tank, the easier it is, because your stuff won't fluctuate like smaller tanks will. So if you do want to start off on a good foot, get somebody a bigger tank. Start them out with a 40 gallon long or 55 gallon. So that way they get to play around with fish and keep what they like, and they'll be able to keep more fish alive. Number 4, don't just sit there once you got your tank set up and think that it's over. There's plenty more work to do. You still have to do your water changes. You still have to, feed your fish. Make sure everything is alright. Daily scans just to look and see, my fish is doing okay. That does move into number 5, overfeeding. Since you are there doing all this, looking at your fish, and it comes up and it's so cute, I love my new fish, and you're just, having a great time, just because they're there does not mean you need to feed them. The more you overfeed, the more poop and pee is everywhere, and you can't keep your tank parameters right. You end up shortening the fish's lifespan because you're new, you didn't do your research, I'm doing a water change too on this new stuff, and I hope everything is right. If not, I might be screwed and my tank might break. But you know, we'll see. That's the thing about keeping fish. It's fun and exciting and scary. Anyways, so you might not have done the research like you should have, and you're feeding a fatty food. You feed it 4 times a day, you dump food in, now your fish is overfed and it's fat and gets different diseases and all that, and you lose out on that fish because they die and you're heartbroken. So don't overfeed. Get good food, quality food. You only need to feed probably once or twice a day, depending, you know, what kind of fish you have, the size it is, and all that. But you should only feed enough, just, you know, what the fish can eat. So go in there, sprinkle a little bit, wait there for, you know, go do something. 2-3 minutes later, if it's all gone, you can feed a little bit more, and then that's it. Some people do every other day, which sometimes I do that for most of my tanks if I forget. You know, that happens too. But be on it. And every other day, that's great too. Just make sure that the samples that you're giving out, or the portions, are just enough for your fish. Number 7, do your research. This probably should have been in the beginning. Before you get your fish, or you're deciding to get a fish, do your research. You might get a fish that's so cute and small, and then it gets this big, like, you know, your red tails, your raccoons, your Oscars, your arowanas, anything like that. South American stuff gets huge. So please do your research. Just don't go out and buy anything. You do your research, you figure out, I have a 55 gallon, I can fit my angels and stuff in there. Go for it. Get it. It's going to be great. Last one. Do not feed feeder fish. Do not. Just don't even do it. It looks great. You seen your friends do it. You seen your grandma do it. Your uncle that has the big old massive red devil, he does it. Don't do it. It's not healthy for your fish at all. You get them from PetSmart, Petco, even some of your local fish stores, and they're in horrible conditions, bad water quality. They feed the fish sometimes, and they just dump food in there. They don't do water changes. So you're bringing in horrible bacteria and diseases into your fish room that you don't need and that aren't healthy for your fish. So just stay away from it. Just don't do it. If you are going to do it, some people get them from rivers and streams that they know the fish are eating healthier, and they examine the fish first. Or you get it from a person that breeds them, and you're confident buying from them, and they have, you know, good upscale fish. You can do it that way. Other than that, stay away. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new here, I'm Joshua Fish Stewart. Like I said, make sure to like and subscribe. Tell me what you think. If you loved it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know why. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.